Welcome to our channel. Today I have taken MMPC 002, which is Human Resource Management subject. And by and large, in all the universities where MBA course is imparted, most of the courses of MBA will have human resource management as the essential subject to be imparted. Therefore, throughout India and throughout the world as over, the definitions and the inference and the interpretations are universal, and therefore the subject that is being taught now or that is being likely to be learned by us will be this more or less the same as is being imported elsewhere also in the normal MBA courses. Therefore, MBA courses throughout India do have human resource management, and therefore this answer could be available in any of the other universities also. Just for an illustrative, and then as an example, this is being done, and I have taken into account that out of 3 hours to be answered, only 35 to 40 minutes will be available to the candidate for answering one question, and the maximum time he may perhaps take is around 25 to 35 minutes. Taking into that as a benchmark, I have prepared this answer, and I have tried to cover within 800 words so that the corresponding students were to memorize this. They need to write practically every day just to memorize themselves, and then they should be able to get optimal level of memory to the extent of 500 to 600 words, which may perhaps meet the requirements of the examiner and the examination paper. And if you were to get 600 words, and you are sure to get the marks above 80 to 85%. And from that point of view, I have done this. So I have been answering now. Explain the importance and scope of human resource management. It is always necessary that whenever we keep getting the questions, we need to give a preliminary explanation or definition of the subject as such. And therefore, I have here covered that the factors of productions are 5: men, machines, money, materials, and methods, which are going to create a factors of production, and they are only on effective, efficient, and economical manipulation of these factors only a person can perhaps achieve the objective of an organization. And from that point of view, this has been there, and I have covered that in the first para. And the next para, I have tried to explain as to what do we mean by human, and what do we mean by resource, and what do we mean by management. And thereafter, I have just tried to concentrate on the importance of HRM in the present world, because men are the living human beings, and they are the only people who have intellectuality, spirit, body, and knowledge, and then they are the people who are going to manipulate the entire factors of production, and without them it is not possible. So from that point of view, we have tried to say that materials is a subsystem, finance is a subsystem, technical is a subsystem. All these subsystems are to be used by the HR subsystem, which is going to manipulate, and if he is not to be there, nothing can be done. Therefore, it is an essential and inevitable thing in the world over. Without human beings, there cannot be a world keep moving, and that is how it is. And as far as the HRM importance is concerned, it is going to be the on corporate significance on the corporate level in the sense in the business organizations where the public sector undertakings could be there, and private sector undertakings could be there, and public limited companies could be there. And wherever this is there, it is the matter of skills, knowledge, ability. The people who have been there matters a lot to develop any organization and every organization, and therefore the HRM is very much important there in the corporate level. And the professional level, you see here, unlike other earlier days, today everything has become a specialty, and then thereafter this has been insisting that each of the people who are likely to be working on a particular factor or the production activity, they need to have certain basic knowledge on technical knowledge as well as theoretical knowledge on all these things, and that is why there have been good number of professional courses so as to see that the aptitude and the potential of the individuals are being tapped, and then they are taken onto the jobs in order to see that the productivity and as well the turnover or the income on the turnover, the ratio on the turnover basis is likely to be increased from time to time. And social significance in the sense that society is you are going to be there in a society, and then the stakeholders in the society are going to be interacting with you, without whom you cannot survive in the organization. That being there, we are trying to find out who are all the people who are likely to be involving ourselves along with others with the organization, so as to see that the organization do have interaction with the society, and then they are going to have a mutual cooperation and coordination in making their mutual benefits to be derived from the consumer's point of view, customer's point of view, and as well the producer's point of view. From that sort of a thing, this is also being considered. And national significance, anything that is likely to be produced or is going to maybe measured in GDP and then GBA, and then this is going to be the economic development indices. And when any person or every organization is likely to create a sort of production or productivity whatsoever, it is going to contribute towards the national economy, which can be measured in terms of economic development at the time of the annual budgetary review, which shows as to what extent we have been keep going. And then India has been a developing country today, and we have been one among the top countries who have been making ourselves felt necessary to be known about with respect to our growth in all respects, in particular reference to our economy as far as today's world is concerned. And the scope of HRM is also being dealt with as to which are all the things that are being asked, that are being learned, that are being activated, that are being participated, and then what are all the conditions that need to be there, and how are we to overcome any sort of problem whatsoever, and what are all the agencies who are to be associated with us, and as well who are the government agencies who are to help us both from the point of view of interest of the company or the industry, and as well the employees or the human resource and all these things. And from that point of view, and here also we have tried to find out to what extent the personal aspect has been taken care of, to what extent the welfare aspect has been taken care of, and then how the industrial relations are going to matter a lot in this current environment, when we are all as human beings are going to be coordinating as employers and as employees. And thank you.